So have you seen this stuff before? Anything like that before, like the images?
I haven't seen much, but I think
I have seen.
You've seen it? Yeah, yeah. And where have you seen the stuff before then? Where have you seen it? Like online or?
I've been reading and watching documents. And
okay, right.
Everything, like everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, okay. So you've been doing some research, yeah?
Yeah, too much.
Yeah, yeah. How have you been feeling seeing all of this?
It's rough.
Yeah, right? Really rough. What's the most difficult thing you've seen so far? Like what's been the hardest for you to see?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just I haven't like watched footage, but I think the stuff about like the just what's the word, like the calves, like
yeah,
because the babies like are taken away from the mothers.
Yeah.
And they aren't allowed to move. It's
yeah, yeah.
Maybe they are like machines for us.
Oh yeah, that's you're absolutely right. That's how a lot of people see them, right? That's how a lot of people see them.
Yeah. I think they are like us.
Yeah. Exactly.
Living here and deserves better.
Yeah. What do you think they want? What do you think that these animals actually want to have?
Just living their like normal life, I guess, like having more space and opportunity to, because they have like their own kind of desires.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they have their own preferences, right? They want to do what they want to do.
Having family.
Yeah. What do you think is the reason that people are actually still doing it to them? Or what do you think? We do it as a society, right? What do you think is the reason we're still doing it?
I think it's ignorance for the most part, because this kind of thing is. I doubt many people like actually know, or even when they know, it's kind of like I don't know.
Yeah. You could stand me on back. And what about yourselves? Like now, I don't know anything about you. Obviously, I don't know what you're like. If you're currently like eating animal products or not, I don't know. That's like, what about yourselves? Like, what's your situation? If you don't mind me asking, so I know who I'm talking to.
Trying to go more vegetarian.
Okay.
Be as a vegetarian.
Yeah.
No meat for 3 years.
Okay.
Sometimes milk and eggs.
Okay. Interesting. And what was the reason you went vegetarian in the first place? Or what inspired you to do that?
One of my friends told me something, and I read and watched too much.
Okay, so and you couldn't ignore it.
When I moved out to live by myself, it was easier, not with my parents.
Okay, yeah, it makes things
easier,
more convenient.
by myself.
Okay.
For me, it's a lot of like ecological reasons.
Okay.
Cut back on meat.
Sure.
It's like more and more like info for me as well about how like similar animals are to us.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I think cutting out meat has been like easier. Like it's not that, it hasn't been that difficult. Like everyday use, but like then the step like going full vegan. It's been like more difficult to cut out milk from everything, because it's contained in a lot. And
it's true. Yeah. It's true. And what has you both mentioned? I mean, I think we're all on the same page when it comes to this is all meat industry here, right? So we see this, and you're both saying that that's something you're finding quite easy to do, right? Because the violence is quite clear, isn't it? Most people find it easy to just say, right, no to meat. What do you know about dairy and eggs? Like, what do you know? So I guess you might know a bit because you've watched some stuff. Right? But like, what do you know so far? If you could, I don't know, maybe tell me a bit.
I don't know.
Not much.
It's a difficult question. Like I
yeah.
I don't know much.
Sure, it's all right. A lot of people don't, It's quite interesting. I mean, me too. I only learned a lot more about dairy and eggs in the last year, actually. The last year before now. But like what you mentioned about the cows being taken away from the mothers, the calves being taken away from the mothers, that's very true. There's that happens, as you know, and then the step after that. So the male calves, right, in the dairy industry, what do you think they do with them? What do you think? Because they can't produce milk, right? So what do you think they do with those male calves?
Yeah, they kill them.
Yeah.
Young.
They either kill them young, or they sell them to a meat farm and they grow them and kill them. Yeah. So you see the dairy industry and the meat industry they're pretty much the same. Yeah. And have you seen? Do you know how a cow gets pregnant? Have you any idea like what that looks like? Yeah.
Like raping.
Yeah. The artificial insemination. So a lot of people don't know these things though, right? A lot of people, and including me, like I said, the last year I learned about these things in the last year. I've been vegan for 10 years and I learned this stuff last year. Can you believe that? And you know, with eggs, it's more or less the same. It's the sex of the animal basically determines what that life is going to be. So with baby chicks, they're useless for the egg industry. Have you seen that? Yeah. Do you know have you seen how that happens? What they do with them?
Yeah, actually, I read a book recently where he had a picture.
Yeah, the conveyor belt. Yeah.
They're useless.
It's insane. After 2 minutes of being alive, right? Yeah. It's like, what do you think when people see these things? Right, I know a lot of people that have seen these things. What do you think then is holding them back from going forward and saying, right, I want away with it? Because let's be honest, like all three of us here, pretty much everyone in the city, if they saw those things, would say that is horrible, and then a lot of them still wouldn't go and change it. What do you think holds people back?
I think it's just the ceiling to stop and change is like high because I don't know, because it takes, you have to stop and like how do you say, you have to switch around like a lot of things you like do every day kind of on autopilot. Yeah,
like you have to kind of change the habit, right? You have to change the habit.
And I think the hardest part is the social.
The people around you. You mean the community? Yeah, it can be difficult as well. Yeah.
Family and friends, how they react.
Yeah.
If you go vegan.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Well, would you say that's what's holding you back as well? Would you say those things are the things that are breaking the habit and the community side of it? That'd be fair to say. Yeah. If there was like a way where that could be addressed, where you would get like help with dealing with the habit change and help building more of a community, do you think that would inspire you to make the change? Do you think that would be something that would?
It's just getting like options out there, like plant alternatives, like this and do that, and get this.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I think a big part, like which can help is like it's important to like inform all about this is bad and don't do this.
Yeah.
Or like do this, do that.
Instead, yeah. Okay, that's good. I like that feedback. It's like try and help people, move forward. And look to the future instead of looking at what's wrong. Look what we can do better, kind of thing. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
So one thing about like people are like trying to replace meat.
Yeah.
There's loads of products that are like trying to resemble meat, and it's kind of like marketed as like the meat replacement.
Yeah.
So the meat is always kind of in the back of your mind.
Sure. That's a good point. So maybe focus on more like actual plant-based food, like whole foods, rather than trying to promote. Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I think personally the meat products, the fake meat products, I think they are to help people who have an addiction, maybe more. Somebody who's addicted to burgers, we can just give them something that's just like a burger, just to help them in the beginning.
Yeah, I can say I liked meat.
Sure.
Not anymore. I don't want to eat it anymore.
That's cool. Yeah. It's funny, a lot of vegans say the same thing. They when you first changed, it's like, I just want to keep getting the taste and the flavour. Then after a while, they say, actually, no, it looks horrible to me now. Yeah, they start to change. Yeah.
Yeah, that reminds me. It's like kind of like there's a big difference, I guess, when you think about it. For me, it's like if I had a meat from like a what's it, dairy farm.
Yeah.
It's like hunted, like.
Okay.
It's just,
Like local or organic or something like that. You mean? Like the difference, or?
yeah, it's because the mass production industry is like
Yeah.
wiped out of it.
What do you think is the difference for the animal in that situation?
Comes down to the natural life and just that there isn't like a forced demand to, you know, for the suffering.
Okay. Okay. When it comes to the end, so when we say we have an animal from the factory farm and we have an animal that's from a non-factory farm. Do you think they go to different slaughterhouses?
No.
Yeah. So when it
Same
comes,
place.
yeah. So when it comes to the end, like, no, I'm trying to get at is that how important is that? You know, the good life. How important does that come to? You know, and what age do you think they're slaughtered at? What age do you think is normal for these animals?
Very, very young.
Yeah, it's around 6 to 8 months old usually. They live for, yeah, because that's like the prime age for them to be killed. Yeah, so I know a lot of people. I do know a lot of people that say the same as you, something similar. Like I only buy from my local butcher, or I only go to hunted animals, or something like this. I guess what it really boils down to is, you know, how much better is that? It's less bad, I would say, as opposed to better. If that makes sense. You know, it's less bad, for sure. The question would be then, what's stopping us from just, you know, stopping? You know what I mean? Why don't we go for that instead, right? Why not just end their suffering altogether and try and let them live their lives without our interference? You know? Yeah.
Something that came up.
Yeah, no, yeah. I appreciate you sharing it with me, man, because I appreciate anyone sharing these points, because it's important we talk about these things, right? It's really important. But have you?
It's cool to see that people are like, you know, they're like stopping and catching their eye.
Yeah, it will do. Yeah, it's nice to see people that actually, you know, people care. You know, it's quite important. You know, sometimes when you're in this world, it can get a bit sad and depressing, but you do something like this, and a lot of people really care. You know, and people have never thought about this before, and it's gives you more faith in people when they seem to care a bit. Yeah. But have you heard of something called Challenge 22? Do you know what this is? Have you heard about this resource? I don't know if it's very popular here in Finland, but it's Challenge 22. It's called. It's very popular in England, but not. I don't know about in Finland. So I can show you it on these. So here. Oh, it's got the. You've got a Finnish version of it. Here. So basically, what this is. So earlier you were mentioning a few things that you felt that was holding people back, right? So for example, you said changing the habit, or the community, and having issues, or not having issues, but the difficulties with your friends and family and that support system. So what this is basically, it's like a free resource where you go on, you enter into a Facebook group with other people like you, so vegetarians, non-vegetarians, non-vegans, and you're all together. And in the group they have like medical professionals, they have vegans, they have athletes, chefs, and the idea is that they're all there to answer all the questions you have. With changing the habit, for example, you'll have other people that are also trying to change the habit, and you all kind of help each other. So you kind of solving quite a few issues, like with trying to figure out, you know, how do I do this? Also, you get like a load of support because, you know, everyone's doing it. And say you have a problem with your mum or dad, you put it in the group, and then someone else will have that same issue, and you can talk about it, and it's really nice. Like, I've seen how it can work really nicely. So maybe that could help. I don't know. What do you think? Is that interesting?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's awesome. Yeah, you're welcome to take that and check it out. I mean,
Thank you.
yeah. What do you think? Do you think you check it out? Do you think you give it a go with the group?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Check it out. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. That's really worth doing. I can see you're both compassionate people. You know, we've had. I can see that. I think it's just comes down to, as you've said, like getting past those challenges. And I think that website can really help you get past those challenges. I think it can really help you make a difference for these animals, you know. Yeah, cool.
We will.
Sure, yeah. What's your names? What are your names?
Pia.
David. Nice to meet you.
Johan.
Johan, nice to meet you, man. Cool. Thanks a lot.